Hi kids, and welcome to Disney Animation Reviews. I'm just so-
No, you're making this sound like a Shakespearean tragedy. You know what? Maybe I should take over.
What are you doing?
Great. Okay. My name is Jordan Milky. Disney princess fan, waiting for a hero. A hero like Hercules.
Okay, that's enough, thank you. As Jordan has hinted at, today's review is on Disney's 35th animated feature film classic, Hercules. Let's see, Hercules is directed and written and directed and co-produced by John Musker and Ron Clements, the creators of Aladdin and The Little Mermaid. John and Rob were offered a couple different film ideas after Aladdin, and having heard that story artist Joe Hader had come up with a Hercules pitch that never fully materialized, they decided to pick up on that and finish Joe's Hercules idea. Hercules was first released in the summer of 1997, the same year as live-action Disney films like George of the Jungle, starring Brendan Fraser, and based off the cartoon show of the same name, the live-action sports drama Air Bud, about the dog of the same name who plays basketball, which in turn spawned a whole series of sequels where he plays other sports.
Yep.
And the science fiction comedy Flubber, starring the late, great, one and only Robin Williams. 1997 also had the start of Disney's One Saturday Morning on ABC, featuring animated TV shows like the 101 Dalmatians series, Pepper Ann, and Recess. They brought back The Wonderful World of Disney for Sunday nights on ABC, where they aired a bunch of their favorite Disney movies.
Yep.
And 1997 was the debut of my favorite thing from Disney that year, besides Hercules, The Lion King on Broadway, which went on to win 6 Tony Awards, including Best Musical.
Wow.
Hercules is an underrated gem in the Disney animated features canon, in my opinion.
Yeah.
After Pocahontas and Hunchback of Notre Dame were a lot darker than what Disney feature animation was typically used to, they decided to bring back some of the lightheartedness that had been missing from Disney since Aladdin, John Musker and Ron Clements' last animated Disney feature. Hercules went to improve that notion, but unfortunately, when it was released in the summer of 1997, despite all the tie-ins it had with companies like McDonald's, Hercules unfortunately only made about $253 million at the worldwide box office, with only $99 million coming from America, making it the first animated Disney feature to miss both the $100 million mark in America and the $300 million mark worldwide since The Rescuers Down Under. So Hercules made significantly less money than Pocahontas and Hunchback. The good news is Hercules got better reviews than those two.
Yep.
To be honest, I actually rather like Hercules. I've rewatched it several times since, I think it was since 2007 when it celebrated its 10th anniversary, and I didn't even check it out for that reason. I just checked it out because I hadn't seen it in a while, and I barely remembered it when I was a kid. And I actually really think it deserves more credit than it gets, but I'll explain as we talk about it. So, here's our thoughts on Hercules. So, after some opening Charlton Heston narration that teases that the film is going to be serious and dark, like Pocahontas and the Hunchback of Notre Dame,
Yep.
the darkness is broken up by our gospel-belting narrators, the Muses, who sing an opening song to tell us that the film is actually going to be lighthearted and more comedic than what we've been seeing from Disney.
Huh.
The Muses are some of my favorite characters in the movie, if for no other reason than they are singing vocal notes that, as Susan Egan once said, are in the stratosphere.
Wow.
Through their opening song, the Muses tell us about Zeus, ruler of the gods who imprisoned the Titans, monstrous creatures that caused mayhem and destruction all over Earth. Sometime later, when the film really begins, Zeus and his wife Hera have given birth to a baby boy. If you've probably already guessed from the title, it's Hercules. Not everyone is happy about Herc's birth, though. Our main villain, Hades, Lord of the Underworld, voiced deliciously by James Woods.
Yes, James Woods is very funny.
Yep, it's one of the things that people like about this movie is James Woods' comic portrayal of Hades. Similar to Robin Williams as the genie in Aladdin, really. Hades wants to overthrow Zeus and take over Olympus, and Hercules is the one thing that stands in his way. So he sends his henchmen, Pain and Panic, to kidnap Hercules and turn him mortal, but he manages to retain his godlike strength and grows up on Earth with foster parents. Film buffs will probably recognize this is very similar to the first two Superman movies, as I've read on the internet.
Oh.
When he's a teenager, Hercules goes to the Temple of Zeus, where he learns Zeus is his dad, and he needs to prove himself a true hero on Earth before he can return to Olympus. He teams up with the half-man, half-goat creature, a satyr called Philoctetes, or Phil as he prefers to be called, who trains him, and they have Herc's babyhood pal Pegasus as his mode of transportation. His greatest test comes when Hades drains him of his godlike strength, and he has to prove he can still be a hero, especially when it comes to rescuing his sweetheart, Megara, or as she prefers to be called, Meg, who's not your typical Disney heroine.
Right, Meg is a big step up from the princesses. She's cynical, sarcastic, she's beautiful definitely, but she's more independent.
Right, she's not a total dreamy-eyed princess like Ariel, or a sarcastic, serious, stuck-up kind of girl at the beginning of the movie like Jasmine. She's independent, she's suffered from heartbreak before, and so it takes a while for her to fall in love with Hercules after they first met. First off, the animation in Hercules looks great, as always. I actually think it's even better than the animation we've been seeing. Pocahontas' animation was good, but I didn't really care for Hunchback's animation. Hercules, I think, is a step up from that. And also, they've been able to advance computer technology with this one. We've seen computer animated scenes before, like the ballroom dance scene in Beauty and the Beast, and the Wildebeest Stampede, and the Lion King.
Yep.
Hercules actually created a whole character in computer animation, the Hydra. The multi-headed monster Hercules has to fight about midway through the film. That was all computer animation. I also, again, Disney kills it with the voice cast. You've got Tate Donovan as Hercules. His resume I'm not as familiar with, but he does a good job. Like I said, James Woods as Hades, fantastic, and he was actually the character they had trouble casting. It was originally going to be Jack Nicholson from Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, but unfortunately they refused to pay Nicholson more than what they were willing to pay him.
Susan Egan, who played Belle in Beauty and the Beast on Broadway, voices Meg.
And actually, composer Alan Menken protested about that for a while because whereas Belle is sweet and innocent, Meg is, as he described her, pardon my naughty language, a cynical smartass. But ultimately, he relented and let Egan have the part. Danny DeVito, the voice of Phil, originally turned down the role, so they tried some other actors, and then finally got DeVito involved.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else? Rip Torn is Herc's father, Zeus, and Bobcat Goldthwait and Matt Frewer are Hades' henchmen, Pain and Panic, who are the comic relief of the picture.
Yeah, Pain and Panic are a definite step up. They're kind of like the Grecian versions of Horace and Jasper.
From 101 Dalmatians? Yeah, sort of. Although Hades is, I think, much better than Cruella de Vil. He's more along the lines of Scar from The Lion King and Jafar from Aladdin and how good a Disney villain he is. And the ironic thing is Hades wasn't animated by Andreas Deja like those other villains. Andreas Deja actually animated the hero this time with Hercules. Although Nick Ranieri, the guy who animated Hades, he did a good job on the character and actually won an Annie for his work on Hades, like he had for Miko the Raccoon in Pocahontas. As I mentioned, John Musker and Ron Clements are the writers, directors, and co-producers of the film, and once again, they're really good with storytelling, as they've proved with Aladdin and Mermaid. Hercules definitely fills the comedic aspect that Aladdin had. The songs and score in Hercules are pretty good too. Once again, they have Alan Menken composing the songs and score, but this time his songwriting partner is Tony Award-winning lyricist David Zippel. Tony winning means David Zippel's a Broadway veteran like Stephen Schwartz. Let's see, Hercules has 6 songs. My personal favorite is Zero to Hero, during Herc's rise to fame as a hero. And then they've also got some other good songs like Phil's Train song, One Last Hope. Most of the songs are sung by the Muses, although Herc has his Oscar-nominated I Want song, Go the Distance.
But my favorite song is Meg's song, I Won't Say I'm in Love.
Yeah, that one's good too. Go the Distance was nominated for both an Academy Award and a Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song, but lost both to Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On from Titanic. Which is a bit of a disappointment, but... Bottom line, I definitely think Hercules is better than Pocahontas and Hunchback. I still like Pocahontas, but I think Hercules is better, and it deserves more credit than it gets.
I agree.
I think you should check this one out if you haven't already. Hercules doesn't have much of a franchise, but it did have a spin-off TV series a little over a year after its release. Hercules the series premiered as part of Disney's One Saturday Morning lineup at the end of the summer of 1998, focusing on Herc's time training under Phil and also going to high school. Featuring most of the original voice cast, like Tate Donovan and James Woods, although Phil is voiced by Robert Costanzo instead of Danny DeVito for some reason.
And since this is before he met Meg, Herc has two high school friends, Icarus and Cassandra.
Voiced by Fred Stewart and Sandra Bernhard.
Sorry.
Oh,
it's Mom. Hello.
I'm sorry about that, folks. Just a little technical glitch. I'll just give you.
I can take a look when we're done here. Oh, hang on.
While she's talking, I'm sorry for the interruption, folks. I'll just finish up the franchise while she's talking with Mom. Anyway, so they had the series. 3 of the episodes, actually, before they aired on TV, were included in a direct-to-video sequel called Hercules Zero to Hero, which came out in the summer of 1999. Focusing, the storyline that goes with it is an episode that serves as a sequel to the movie called Hercules in the Yearbook, where Herc and Meg are married now, and they find Herc's old high school yearbook, and they look back on some of his adventures, which, in the movie, is 3 full-length episodes of the series. It's actually, I think, one of the better direct-to-video follow-ups, even if it's obviously Saturday morning animation. Hercules' latest home video release was its Blu-ray and DVD release in the summer of 2014, and while the picture and sound are good, it unfortunately lacks a lot of bonus features. The only bonus features we get are the ones we've seen that have been seen on previous home video releases of this one. 9.5-minute behind-the-scenes look at the making of the film, and a music video for Go the Distance performed in Spanish by Ricky Martin. The Blu-ray adds a sing-along version of Zero to Hero, but again, that's from Disney's sing-along videos, so it's sort of a lost cause. And that's it! There's no deleted scenes, no commentary, no other behind-the-scenes stuff, no trailers, no art galleries, not even the Hercules Zero to Hero direct-to-video film, or another episode of the TV series. But what it lacks in bonus features, it makes up for with good picture and sound for the movie itself. So, if you haven't seen Hercules, I say give it a shot. I agree it's not as good as Aladdin, or most of the films from the Disney Revival era, but I do think it's worth a viewing. Well, we're out of time for today, so remember, when you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Goodbye!